political crossroads in Washington are heating up, and the stakes couldn't be higher. A looming government shutdown, potentially disrupting millions of Americans, has become a battleground for partisan posturing, with President Donald Trump pulling the plug on a critical meeting with Democratic leaders. But here's where it gets controversial. The dispute isn't just about budgets. It's about blame, priorities, and the future of policies that directly affect your health care, taxes, and daily life. And this is the part most people miss. The real fight isn't just who gets to fund the government. It's who gets to shape the nation's direction. So who's truly to blame? Let's break it down. President Trump has abruptly canceled a planned meeting with top Democratic lawmakers to resolve the government funding impasse, escalating tensions and raising the specter of a partial shutdown starting as early as October 1st. The clash centers on a deeply divided Congress, where Republicans hold 53 of the Senate's 100 seats, yet the House-passed Stopgap funding bill failed to gain traction in the upper chamber. Without a deal, federal services from national parks to immigration enforcement could grind to a halt, and hundreds of thousands of federal workers might face furloughs. It's a high-stakes game of political chess, with both sides trying to pin the blame on the other. Democrats, led by Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer and House Democratic Leader Hakeem Jeffries, claim they're ready to collaborate, but accuse Trump and Republicans of holding America hostage. Schumer even framed the dispute as a matter of survival. It's the difference between a family trying to make the mortgage payment and having health care. The urgency extends beyond funding. Democrats also want to extend a tax credit for Affordable Care Act premiums, which could see costs skyrocket by 75% if not renewed. But Republicans argue that attaching such provisions to a stopgap bill is off-limits, creating a rift over what's negotiable. Trump, in a fiery post on Truth Social, accused Democrats of pushing radical left policies like open borders and taxpayer-funded gender-affirming care. Yet Democrats have largely aligned with Trump's hardline border security stance, even as they criticize his unilateral deportation tactics and use of National Guard troops in Democratic cities. This hypocrisy, condemning Republican obstruction while now blocking funding themselves, has placed Democrats in an unusual position, especially for Schumer, who's long criticized GOP shutdowns. The broader question remains: how many Americans will suffer before this gridlock ends? Past shutdowns have shuttered museums, delayed passport renewals, and strained healthcare systems. This time, mandatory programs like Social Security and Medicare will remain intact, but discretionary spending, covering everything from environmental protections to STEM education, could vanish. And with the Office of Management and Budget still under wraps on contingency plans, no one knows exactly what will happen on October 1st. So, what's next? House Speaker Mike Johnson insists the chamber has done its part by passing the stopgap bill, leaving the Senate to flounder. Meanwhile, Jeffries is calling Democrats back to Washington, signaling a last-minute scramble. But with Trump's backtracking and the Senate's partisan divide, the clock is ticking. Who do you think is more at fault for this crisis? The president who canceled talks, or the party that's blocking bipartisan solutions? Share your thoughts below. The real showdown isn't just about funding. It's about leadership, accountability, and the kind of America we want to build. What's your take?